The panic had passed, but Jordan felt hollow. He sat with Marcus in the quiet car for several minutes, listening to the storm fade into a gentle drizzle. The street lamps reflected off the wet pavement, casting wavering gold patterns across the dashboard. Jordan's breathing had steadied, but something inside him still trembled small, fragile aftershocks of everything he'd just endured. Marcus didn't rush him, didn't pry. He simply sat there, elbows resting on his knees, hands clasped loosely, gaze fixed forward as though keeping watch over the darkness. Eventually, Marcus spoke. "You shouldn't be alone tonight," Jordan swallowed hard. "I wasn't planning to be. I just couldn't go home." "Then come with me." Jordan blinked. "Marcus, You're not staying out here," Marcus said, voice gentle but firm. "You scared yourself enough for one night." Jordan stared at him, stunned by the sincerity in his voice, by how little hesitation he showed. He wasn't offering out of pity, Jordan could tell. Marcus's tone carried something steadier, something that felt like the beginnings of a brotherhood neither of them had defined yet. Still, shame crept up Jordan's throat. "I don't want to be a burden." Marcus let out a quiet laugh, a warm, disbelieving sound. "Jordan, you're a human being who had a panic attack in a storm. You're not a burden. You're someone who needs a couch and a friend. I can do that." Jordan looked down at his hands. They were still trembling. He nodded. "Okay." Marcus's apartment was small, but warm, dim lighting, soft blankets, and the faint scent of laundry detergent. The kind of place built by someone who valued comfort over aesthetics. Books stacked in uneven piles, a record player, a plant that looked like it had fought for its life and won. Jordan stood by the doorway awkwardly, unsure what to do with himself. Marcus tossed his keys onto a dish by the counter. "Shoes off if you want. Sit anywhere. Want water?" Jordan nodded, throat still tight. Marcus filled a glass and handed it to him before sinking onto the couch with a sigh. Jordan remained standing, gripping the glass like it was anchoring him to the world. "Hey," Marcus said gently, noticing. "You can actually sit." Jordan forced a small breath and lowered himself onto the opposite end of the couch. He looked exhausted, eyes red from crying, shoulders hunched inward as though shielding a wound. Marcus studied him quietly. "You don't look good," he murmured. Jordan almost smiled. "Thanks. You know what I mean," Marcus added. "You look worn down. Like you've been carrying too much for too long." Jordan stared at his hands. His voice came out small. "I have." The admission slipped out before he could catch it. Marcus leaned back, giving him space. "You don't have to talk, just be here." Jordan took that in. Let it settle. Let himself breathe. He didn't owe Marcus a confession. He didn't owe him explanations, apologies, or neat sentences that made sense of everything inside him. He could simply exist here. The idea felt foreign and safe. 20 minutes passed in soft silence. The storm outside had faded, nothing more than distant thunder rolling across the hills. Jordan felt the heaviness in his chest slowly loosen, not gone, but no longer suffocating. Marcus rose and grabbed a blanket from the armchair, tossing it to Jordan. "You look cold." Jordan blinked in surprise, then wrapped it around himself. The warmth hit him immediately, sinking into his bones like relief. Marcus sank back onto the couch. "You know, I've been where you are." Jordan exhaled, a quiet, skeptical sound. "Not like this." "Oh, worse," Marcus said simply. "Much worse." Jordan glanced at him. Marcus didn't elaborate. didn't dramatize. But something in his tone was honest enough to break through Jordan's disbelief. "Everyone thinks they're the only one drowning," Marcus added softly. "We're not." Jordan felt something in his chest crack open, again, not painfully this time, but gently, like a bruise being touched with understanding instead of judgment. He swallowed. "How do you deal with it?" Marcus shrugged. "One day at a time. Some days it works, some days it doesn't. I learned to let people help me. That was the hardest part." Jordan's stomach tightened. "I'm not good at that." "No shit," Marcus said with a smirk that was almost affectionate. Jordan laughed weakly, really laughed for the first time in days. The sound startled him. Marcus nudged him with his foot. "See? You're still in there somewhere." Jordan watched him, something warm blooming beneath the exhaustion. "Why are you doing all this?" Marcus looked at him without hesitation. "Because you deserve someone to show up when you need them." The words hit Jordan harder than he wanted them to. He turned away, blinking rapidly. "Jordan," Marcus said softly, "when's the last time you told someone how much you're struggling?" Jordan's voice cracked. I don't talk about that." "Why not?" Jordan shook his head. "It feels selfish." "Selfish?" Marcus echoed. "You're drowning alone to protect other people from discomfort." "That's the opposite of selfish." Jordan inhaled shakily. Marcus lowered his voice. "Does Ava know how bad it's been?" Jordan's chest tightened. "No. Would it help to tell her?" Jordan hesitated. "I don't want to scare her." Marcus nodded slowly. "You love her?" Jordan startled. "What?" "No, not like that." "Then what's holding you back?" Jordan didn't answer. Marcus didn't push. Instead, he stood and pointed toward the hallway. "Bathrooms down there. Spare blankets on the chair. You're sleeping here tonight. End of discussion." Jordan blinked. "I can sleep on the floor." "You're not sleeping on the damn floor." Jordan felt his eyes sting again. "Marcus." "Thank you." Marcus gave him a gentle, steady look. "Get some sleep, Jordan." Jordan curled up on the couch, wrapped in a soft blanket that smelled like lavender and detergent. For the first time in weeks, he didn't dread closing his eyes. His mind didn't race. His chest didn't tighten. There was just quiet. He drifted off within minutes. When he woke the next morning, sunlight streamed through the blinds. He lay still, disoriented but peaceful, the kind of peace that didn't feel earned, but felt deeply needed. Marcus was already awake, sitting at the kitchen counter with a cup of coffee and a crossword puzzle. Jordan rubbed his eyes. "What time is it?" 8, Jordan blinked. "You're up early," Marcus shrugged. "Couldn't sleep. Also, I didn't want you waking up alone and panicking again." Jordan sat up, startled by the thoughtfulness. Marcus slid a mug across the counter. "Made you one." Jordan stared at the coffee, then at Marcus, overwhelmed. "I don't know what I'd have done last night if you hadn't called." Marcus shook his head. "Nah," you answered. "That's what matters." Jordan looked down at his hands. "I wasn't going to." "But you did." Jordan swallowed hard. Marcus watched him for a moment, then asked a question with gentleness that nearly undid him. "Do you want to tell Ava?" Jordan closed his eyes. Images flooded him. Ava sitting beside him on the bench. Ava's worried eyes. Ava's quiet understanding. "She deserves to know," Marcus added softly. Jordan exhaled shakily. "I'm scared," Marcus nodded. "Of what?" "That she look at me differently. That she think I'm broken." Marcus leaned forward, eyes steady. "Jordan, she already knows you're hurting, and she still shows up. That's not going to change." Jordan's throat tightened. "I don't want to scare her away." "You won't," Marcus said. "Trust her a little." Jordan stared at the steaming mug between his hands. His heart pounded not in panic this time, but in a fragile, hopeful way. He nodded slowly. "Okay," he whispered. "I'll tell her." Marcus smiled. "Good. And Jordan?" Jordan looked up. Marcus's voice softened. "You're getting better, even if you don't feel it yet." Jordan felt a tear slip down his cheek, unexpected, quiet, but real. He wiped it away and breathed out. For the first time, it didn't feel like weakness. It felt like the beginning